I'm Jeff Goldsmith, senior editor for Creative Screenwriting magazine. It's my absolute honor to introduce the co-writer and director of this fine film, Dr. Uwe Boll. Thanks for coming down. You'll notice here that we have 40 ounces of malt liquor, which the theater has approved for us to drink during this Q&A. So I wouldn't want to bore you with just water, my friend.
A glass would be great.
A glass, you know?
Is my microphone?
Oh my gosh, you are so magnificent.
Wow, he's getting flowers. That's cool. You get a poster signed.
Brilliant.
Finally a groupie after like... Thank you. I see you after Zoom.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for the flowers. That's great. Let me make sure your mic is... There we go. All right, so we're going to start where we always start. Thank you for coming up.
Yeah.
He's got flowers. That's a screening series first. You've got flowers. You've got 40 ounces of malt liquor.
I feel like George Clooney.
Yes. Yeah. What else could you ask for?
I put the flowers here. Moment.
All right, we're going to start where we always start.
But how we drink that beer, this is a bigger problem here.
No, just take the cap off.
I know, but look, I cannot drink 1 liter of beer.
Really?
I can try.
All right, we're going to have a second. This is no German beer. This is American malt liquor, my friend. This is Mickey's Big Mouth.
But it's good.
It is good. It is good. All right, Dr. Uwe Boll, you hold a doctorate of finance. That's why you're known as Dr. Boll. Is that correct?
No.
No. Where's the doctor come from? Tell us how you got your doctorate.
It's literature, actually.
Is it?
German literature, yeah. So that I never made career, so I kept studying, and then I ended up with a doctorate degree. So I always wanted to make movies, you know, but I never really... I made movies, but I made no money, so I kept also the university thing going, and it was my fallback position to end up as a teacher or something if nothing ever happens.
So you would have taught literature?
Yeah, something.
And you still can, because you have your doctorate.
Yeah, and I think if my career keeps going this way in 5 years, I would be actually...
I will take that class. I will sign up. I will fly to Germany. All right, you have... Actually, I want to talk for a second about financing before we get to your breaking in story. You have a really interesting way of financing all of your films. We have a lot of listeners around the world. First off, what advice, if any, would you offer folks listening to this podcast and in the crowd tonight for getting film financing besides know a rich friend?
Nazi gold, well, that's what I said. This is like, there's a lot of, like in Switzerland and everything still, like you can get it.
Dormant bank accounts, yeah, I heard about that.
No, I started with German money, investment money, what they can write off basically. And the reality is, movies under 15 million in US, you can also write off. What a lot of people don't know or don't do. So you could go also in America to investors and let's say they invest 10 million in a movie, they can tax it against their income.
So, as a United States citizen or as a German
citizen? No, as a United States citizen.
Really? I thought that day was gone. Interesting.
No, it's still there for like smaller movies, right? So they don't want to support the studios because then it would get like abused for like trillions of dollars. So, but there's still that law there, but it's very hard in US with all the paperwork regulations basically. So you have to set up like kind of a stock company, and it's a lot of legal work to do to raise the money here, and it was easier in Germany in a way.
There's certain states in America that have more favorable places to shoot, you know, more favorable tax laws. Do you have to shoot in one of those states to write it off, or you could shoot anywhere? Is this
no, you could. No, that's
interesting.
You can shoot.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Canada. It was in Canada the same, but then they stopped it in Canada because all the U.S. studios took some money from Canada, basically.
Your company, Boll AG, is publicly traded on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange with the ticker symbol of B9L. For those of us in the audience who want to buy some stock,
it's $15.
All right,
a stock.
Not bad, not bad.
No, it's okay. But but this was the other way to start getting money together for movies. Like after Germany closed the tax ventures basically in 2005, and since then I'm working with a sales company basically, so we sell our movies worldwide. We have some good output deals in various territories, so that I have like a constant flow of revenues. This reason I'm able to keep making movies, and we opened the sales company also for other producers that they basically give us their movies and we sell it. And I got screwed over so many times from distribution companies, so that I think it was time to have my own setup in a way. So.
But you're also a publicly traded company, so what kind of interaction do you have with your investors? I mean, do they look at your slate and say, wait a minute, you're doing Postal? Can you make that into a movie?
They are very upset about Postal.
Are they?
And, yeah. And so what happened was I sold Postal as I make another video game based movie. And they said, okay. So, and then they saw the finished product and it was all over. So they saw the difference between Postal and the other movies I did. And of course didn't like this kind of humor. It was too dirty. And I said, look, the movie is not, it's so dirty as the politic around us. It's not, I don't think we deserve a clean movie or a nice satire after this what we did in the last 7-8 years. And to the planet and to other people and everything. And and I think the movie should hurt on a few positions that the people think, oh God. But I want also that in the same moment you are insulted, you should ask yourself why. Like, what is it what is insulting for me? And, but back to the financing, they were not happy with it. And we have problems like England, for example, Guy Ritchie's company bought it for England and they're not getting one fucking screen. It's like they're all scared of fundamentalist attacks. Like London is a lot of like Muslims and so on, so they're not getting screens. In France they are scared to release it. In US I have huge problems now to get screens. So we will be not like we planned 1,500 screens, we're prepared to do it. It's not looking that we're getting it.
What do you think your screen count's going to be?
I hope at least 500-600.
Okay.
And it's I hope that Speed Racer tanks. It's the thing like
up the screen.
Yeah, the thing like in the end, exhibitors are also money driven. So if there is something happening what they don't expect, then they give us screens. Yeah? But right now it's more like we play that movie only if we have space. You know, it's not like we are so excited to play Postal because they don't like the political content. And I think it is kind of dangerous that all the big theaters, Regal, AMC, Cinemark, National Amusement, are all run by ultra-right corner groups. It's like, let's face it, right? They're very patriotic, kind of Bush-driven people sitting in Kentucky and Denver, and they determine what is running in LA, in Chicago, in San Francisco. And they don't think that this is funny. You know, so they think the movie is an insult, and I'm happy with the MPAA that they gave us an R rating.
Which is surprising, because I mean those same companies you talked about, they have a long time reluctance to show even an NC-17 movie in their home state. Yeah. So were you ever going to get an NC-17? I was going to ask about that later, but
no.
Was there anything you had to cut?
No, the thing was, they were like, Vivendi Universal's doing the DVD, and they were like, shocked where it got the R rating, because they tried the whole time that I start cutting the movie, and they told me like the list what I want to cut, and then the rating came in, and I said, look, I don't cut anything, it's an R rating, this stays how it is. And this is the point, that they were not really, let's say, excited about this, the final version. But for example, Dave Foley, he played that naked without telling me. He got up from the bed and
I was going to ask you,
was standing in front of the camera, and after the first take I told him, you are aware that we shoot you like frontal naked? And he said, yeah, why not? So so a lot of
some actors save that. They save that for their Oscar movie, the full frontal nudity, but you really got it out of Dave. I was curious. That's amazing.